Welcome in, everybody. 5 minutes with Sean, maybe 10. It's another beautiful day in February. I hope the month is going well as we sit here about halfway through the month. Look, here's the thing. When we're on this show, we like to get input from other places. People are always giving their kind of, send in messages. And that's what today's show is. This is one from Josh out east. Josh writes basically that your vendors are only as good as you make them. And basically the concept here is the direction given from dealers to vendors during setup, during new hire, onboarding of vendors, etc., really does matter. Because the vendor themselves, they'll probably have a protocol, right? That they're going to go through and they're going to install. But if you, the dealer, have a different way of doing business, you have to communicate that, right? You have to let them know that, because ultimately you could end up with one process. If you have multiple locations, you could end up with one process that goes this way, another process that goes that way. And that's kind of the example that we've seen internally. Now that we're in the CRM business, we have it coming in where, one client has a store with us, he doesn't have his other store with us. And so he gets help via, CRM onboarding, if you will, a new CRM, and the other store really kind of flew on its own. And there were a ton of issues along the way that ended up kind of bubbling up, and we end up helping clean up. And so it's one of those things that I wish people were able to just, before they were able to sign up, they were able to just see exactly what it is that they needed this product for. So to me, it goes back to, yes, communicate to the vendor, but the bigger reason to me to communicate is why you chose it. What the fuck is it doing there? Are you filling a need? Are you chasing a silver bullet? Which is it? Because if it's you thinking this is good for my business, then you should know how and where you want it plugged into your business. And to that end, you should know what you're looking to see change in when adding tools. Too many dealers get stuck adding too many things to their website, bunch of tools. Next thing you know, you got 7 fucking CTAs. We've talked about it before on the show last week. Make it simple. But it's about all the tools, all the different people you're paying. Do you know what each one does? How do you measure the total of what's going on there? Now, that's really what I love about our work, is that we're able to get in and collate all that data from those individual tools and look at more of a holistic, range. That came from one of our clients. That's how all the great ideas around here happen. They come from clients. But one of our clients out in Arizona, she was just like, look, you should just look at all these numbers. Let's look at everything. And then it was net leads. And then after that, it was like, let's look at just good leads. Not look at net leads. Look at good leads. Okay. Evolution, right? The evolution of the data, evolution of what you're tracking. That's what I think will help people in the long run. But in the very beginning, where it really sets in, is during the shopping process of a tool. Because once you decide you want to buy a tool for your site or for your service drive or for your equity, I don't care. The product is irrelevant to the discussion. The plan leading up to why, the plan as to why you chose them. And now we know why you did it. Now you know why you chose them. You should know what you want them to do for you at some basic level. And without it, what I see happen is people get excited about a tool from a 20 group, let's say. Those are fun, right? 20 group tools. So then they add it. And sometimes they don't even know they have it. They don't even know how it works. They just know they add it. They're not sure where it comes from. So very often we'll have marketing tools like VIN drivers, right? So like whether it be from social or whatever, and dealers are like, yeah, where's that lead in my website or in my CRM? Well, it's creating website traffic to the site, and then we're taking it from there. And again, yeah, I can see the individual, lead be submitted by a vendor. That's not the question. The question is they want to see it as individual vendor, and it comes in as website lead. That to me is not understanding what a product does. So before you get too excited or think that things need to change, I hope you have really solid, concrete reasoning for doing it. Like a CRM change, that's fucking massive, massive work. It is not for the faint of heart. It is not to be taken lightly. When it changes, all hands on deck. Everybody needs to know what's up, right? And guess what? There's going to be hiccups, ladies and gentlemen. There will be hiccups along the way of launching a new tool. I don't give a shit what it is. And so what I'll preach to you is patience. Have just a little bit. If you went through the work of deciding you needed a vendor, adding the vendor, once the vendor goes live, give it some time. Give it some time, man. Give it some time. But if it's a tool replacing another tool, make sure that you have the data measured the same way previous to onboarding a new vendor, and then with that new vendor, I don't give a shit what the vendor looks at. Vendors want to look at all kinds of kooky shit. They want to look at stuff that makes them look good. That's fine. I don't really care. Here's my thing. You should be looking at the exact same things month over month, year over year, quarter over quarter, 90 over 90, whatever your measurement stick is. I don't care. Doesn't matter. Just continue to do it. Continue to measure it. Continue to look at the leads. If someone says to you, we are going to give you another 25 leads from your website for every 1,000 visitors, this will be wonderful. You should have data that says for every 10,000 visitors, I have been getting on average this many leads. Now that I've added this vendor, have I picked up the 25 leads that they told me I would pick up? Or have I bifurcated the number? Instead of getting 100 leads from my website, now I get 75 from my website and 25 from this tool, which is a net neutral. It is not a gain. Sure, 25 leads did come in their name. They would have likely come in the website's name. So what exactly are we trying to measure, right? That's why you have to have a data measurement game plan before you go into tools in general. And if you're saying, I need a tool or it needs to replace a tool, I hope you have the data to support what happened to the last tool. Because otherwise, it's just going to be a circle. Round and round you will go, chasing the magic bullet, chasing the best data. Have your own measurement sticks. Know what you want to do with it. It is that simple, my friends. All right, next week on the show, I want to talk about something that I think is fun and exciting and really, if done right, can be really, really useful and otherwise is a waste of money. We'll see you next week. Have yourselves a great week.